Hello everybody, welcome to Phil's Art. I thought I would bring to you an easel that may be interesting to many of you. It's very light, it's very easy, but you have to make it yourself. And I'll explain to you what it's all about. And here is the easel, you can see it here. I'll just fold it together and there it is. Okay, and that's how it looks. Just turn it round. That's what it looks like. And it slots into each other. So you can see they're both exactly the same shape. Both exactly the same shape. There they are together. And so you take that with you. The only difference is the slot. There you can see the slot on that side and the slot on that side, and that's important because it needs two slots together like that, and it slots together. And then you can put a painting that you've done. This is one of the paintings I've just done, celebrating the Native American horse dance. There it is. And you can put it on like that, and then you can carry on and you can paint. Or you can put a board on if you want to, a smaller board, and it just fits onto there. That's what it looks like. It's made of 3/8 ply, as you can see. And it's a bit of a fancy shape, but the slot is there and one fits into the other, as you can see. I found it incredibly useful, very light as I say, and you can carry it where you want to, and you can actually carry it if you do any paintings outside. If there's a big stone or a flat surface that you can sit on, and you can get these and put them together like so. So I thought we would have a look, and I'll show you the plans of this. It's just one drawing, and I'll go through the drawing with you, and so you can have a go if you want to make one of these. As I say, it's made of 3/4 ply. Sorry, it's made of 3/8 ply. 3/8 ply. You can make them out of a 1/4 ply if you so desire, but I personally think that 1/4 ply is a little bit thin. But I have seen them made out of 1/4, and it's okay. But I prefer 3/8. I personally wouldn't go any thicker than 3/8 simply because of the weight. I'll just show you what I mean as well. I'll put them together, if I can put them together. There you go. There it is. And I don't know whether you can see, but they're on here. I've sloped a little bit there and a little bit there, so that any board or anything that goes on will rest on it nicely. And so that's just a little bit of extra work if you want to do that. Anyway, so let's go into the fact of and see how the plans of this and how and the measurements, and then you can take them down and write them down and have a go at making one of these yourself. Okay, so I'll get everything ready now and show you the plans, as it were. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to start to draw this out. There's two of them that we're going to draw out. And we start by making an oblong, and you can see there on this drawing board, there's the oblong, and it's 13 inches deep from there to there, and it's 11 7/8 of an inch wide from there to there, and so it's an oblong. And in that oblong you're going to draw this shape, and it's going to be put in there. So first of all, you get get a clean piece of paper and draw this oblong, the sizes that I've given you. It's 11 and 7/8 wide and 13 inches deep. And then we'll start to draw this shape, and I'll give you the measurements of this shape. So we'll start doing that now. Okay, we've started now to draw this shape on this board here. And so the top, from there to there, and make a note of these measurements. From there to there, it's 2 3/4 of an inch. So measure that and put a line there. From there to there, which actually is the top of this, it's 1 1/8. So 1 1/8, and put a mark there. And just double check it, but what you're left will be 8 inches. But that's the main 1 inch and 1/8 from there to there. Then you go down to the bottom of the board, and from there to there, it's 2 7/8 of an inch from there to there. So it's 1/8 of an inch wider there than on the top. And then you draw that line right the way down. Now I have drawn it to there, and there is a reason, and I put some dots on there. And where you stop is 5 inches from there to there. And just put a mark. I mean, you can draw right the way down and just measure 5 inches up and put a mark. And it is important that will be, you'll understand about that later on. Now we go to the other side, and again, 1 1/8, we've got the top there, and we go down to the bottom, and from there to there it's at 1 3/4 and put a mark there, and then draw that right the way down again. Now I have drawn it right the way down, but this time I've drawn it from there to there, and from that measurement to the bottom it's 2 3/4 of an inch, and there is a reason for that. So when you've drawn it right the way down, measure 2 3/4 of an inch and put a mark there. Okay? And so therefore it's from this angle here, it's 2 7/8, and from that corner it's 1 3/4, and you draw these two lines down. And that is the beginning, and that is the shape of this easel, as you can see. That's the shape of this easel. And so draw that, and then we'll carry on to draw this section here and that section there, which is quite easy to do, but we'll carry on with that in a minute or two. Okay. Right, we're now going to complete that section there and that section there. So I mentioned that there is 5 inches up, and if you remember we drew that line down and stopped at 5 inches. Now there is going to be an arc drawn around there, and there's going to be also an arc or a circle drawn around there. So where the 5 inches is, get your 90-degree angle, you set square and draw a line from there to there. Then get your compasses and mark the compasses from there to there, 2 3/8, that's the radius, and put your compasses, once it's 2 3/8, put the point of the compass on there, stick the point in there, and then scribe that arc. So the arc is touching that line, and it's going like that. You do the same with the bottom one, 90 degrees with a set square again from there. That is actually 7 7/8 of an inch. So 7/8 of an inch up, draw the line, mark, get your compasses 7 1/8, put them in that part, that one, and scribe that arc there. So you end up with an arc there and a big arc there, or a circle there. And then you simply draw those two arcs, or where they meet, where the radius meets, from there to there, and you draw that line. And that is the back of the easel. There you go, there you can see it there. That's the back of the easel. It's quite easy. It's just a matter of drawing two arcs, making sure where the measurements are, and then joining them up. And that's the back of the, as I say, of the easel. Now the front of the easel is very similar, and as you can see, there's one arc with the front of the easel. Now if you remember, I mentioned about drawing this line down and then stopping it there, which was actually 2 3/8 of an inch from there to there, stopping it at that mark, 2 3/4 inches, sorry, it was 2 3/4 of an inch from there to there, to stop that line. And where that is, tick that, and you can have a 90-degree angle on there. But in actual fact, the best thing to do is where that mark is there, measure up 4 inches to there and put a 4-inch mark, and then connect those up. It isn't 90 degrees, it's because obviously the easels and the boards, the painting boards, have got to go in that section there. So I'll recap on that. So from there to the bottom is 2 3/4 inches. So mark that there. Then on this section here, measure up from there to the top 4 inches, and then join that line together as I've done there. And then from there to there, mark 1 inch. So what you've got is that angle there coming along there. And all you've got to do now is fill this little section in here. And again, mark 3 inches up. Just put a mark 3 inches up along there. Then get the compasses, and you want a radius of 1 inch and 5/16. So get your compasses, put them 1 inch and 5/16 wide. Put it on that 3-inch high section there. From there, touch that part of your drawing there, and bring that arc round. So you bring that arc round. So you end up with that and an arc round. Now obviously from there you've got to connect it over there. And what I did, I drew by freehand. I got my pencil, drew freehand, and just scribed it round there. And it's as simple as that. And once you've got all that, that probably is the most complicated one. But once you've got all that, then you've got the back done and you've got the front done. And the only thing left after that, you can see it here, is the slot where they both join together. So we'll carry on and do the slot where they join together. But it's quite straightforward, as I say. So I'll leave that showing a little bit so that you can check the measurements, but write the measurements down on a bit of paper and then draw it out. So I'll leave that, and I will now concentrate on getting this groove here. We come now to the last part of the drawing of making this easel. Remember that the oblong there, 11 and 7/8, and the depth 13 inches, that's where all the measurements are from. You must remember that. The measurements that we did here, we took from them, and the measurements from there we took from them. You must remember that. Okay, now we come to the last part, and the last part is cutting that slot there on that side and cutting that slot there on that side, and so that they will both fit together. So the slot from the top there of the base, the oblong, we measure 6 inches down to there and we put a mark. On the back we measure 6 and 7/8 and put a mark. And then we join those two marks together. That's the top part. Then from there we must measure from that there down to there the thickness of what plywood you're using. This is 3/8. You usually find that plywood is slightly thinner than what it says it is. This is a 3/8 ply, but it's a little tiny bit slimmer. So use the plywood and mark it onto it. If I can get it, mark it onto it on the bottom. And so therefore you have now got the top and the bottom line, and you simply have got to, from there, from the 6 inch and from the 6 and 7/8 inch, you mark the middle of it and put that in. Now then, and that's it, that's the finished drawing of it. Now you cut on one side, there you are, there it is, you cut that on one side and you cut that on the other side. Now it is an angle, and theoretically when you put the middle, when you measure from the middle to there and you cut it out, they should slide and fit together. And they will slide and fit together, but you may find that you have to remove a little bit from one side or a little bit from the other side to get it flush. And I will demonstrate. There they are. And we put them together like so, and there they are together. And it's flush. And on the back it's flush. But to get it flush you may have to, as I say, cut a little bit out there, one side or the other, to get it flush. And that basically is what they look like, and that's what they are. Okay, so I'm going to now put them on the worked surface and just show you how it looks with the painting on it. Okay, there it is, and it's ideal for, as a drawing that I did of a Native American. It's ideal for any of those sort of sizes that you want to draw, or that one, or watercolour. I hope you can see it at the angle that we've got. Yeah, and others as well that I've done, but it's absolutely ideal to do this sort of thing. Watercolours, oils, they are very, very good. So have a go at making a set. There's you've got the measurements. I've left the measurements on. So have a go. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. My videos are quite different There are also painting instructions. There's one that I've done. Please don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to give me a like, please, and pass my videos on to any of your friends that might be interested. So happy painting. As I say, have a go at making one of these. You'll find it very, very useful. So cheerio for now. See you later on. Cheers, Phil.